Hey, it's Saturday morning, July the 19th, 2025, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing very important things this morning, and thought I'd bring you along with me, sort of to hold me accountable, because if the camera wasn't rolling, I might start goofing around because I'm not feeling too good. I'm really tired, man. Tired. So here we are up in the 47th floor of the Hotel Orloff, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm bringing some comic books back up here that I took downstairs to look at. And while I was up here, I wanted to look for a particular issue of Superman that's like the talk of the town right now, that I know I have, from 1978, that's apparently gone up in value because it was mentioned by the Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, in this new Superman movie. So, therefore, I know I read it as a kid, and I know I bought it, so it should be in my collection. Because as far as I know, only 2 comics were stolen from me in maybe it was 4th grade. And they were recovered by, a fellow 4th grader. And then I had when they brought All-Star Comics back around 1975, 76, in the first appearance of Power Girl, that comic was stolen a few years ago from my house by someone visiting back in Texas, and it's gone. So, but other than that, that Superman comic should still be here, because I don't sell stuff, and everything here that's been accumulated in the hoard should still be here. So let me move a few boxes in from the elevator, and we'll begin this ridiculous television program. Yeah, up here on the 47th floor is where I store my entire comic book and magazine collection. And this is a box of Silver Age Superman comics that I took down to do a review after I watched the Superman movie. I went to see that last Sunday, and I know a lot of you are probably going to see it this weekend, because a lot of people wait to see what everyone else thinks about it. And the reviews are pretty much overwhelmingly good. If you're hanging around with the right kind of people. Now, I don't talk to that many people. Just the few people I talk to on the phone, and friend of the show, Kevin Johnson, that runs Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. I asked him what his customers are saying, and he says it's just pretty much universally everyone thinks it's great. So that's what I thought. All of what you're hearing, all of this negativity you're hearing on YouTube is coming from people that are desperate to bring back their dark, malevolent version of everything that, that Zack Snyder stuff. All right. One more box after this, then we can begin. I don't know, it's better than a countdown clock. Okay, one more box. Okay, these are all Silver Age comics in these boxes. Okay, let me close the door to the elevator shaft. Okay, now where did I put my glasses? There they are, excellent. Okay, all is working out. Okay, so what am I looking for? Oh, well, we need music. Okay. Okay. We're listening to WFUN radio. My new hobby is creating fake music recorded by robots. There's a website called suno.com that I found out about where you can create your own music. And I've always loved music of many different genres, and it's like a dream come true to be able to come up with my own words and tell some robots what kind of instruments to use and what kind of singers I want and what style of music, and then it creates a song for me in about 7-8 seconds. I've always hated artificial intelligence, and I still do, but this is quite a wonderful toy. So I've been creating my own music and putting together what the hell is that? I've been doing that DJing here on YouTube. Okay, so what I'm looking for that was in that, the cord. I left that on the elevator to plug you guys in so we don't run out of power. The so reference to Clark Kent's glasses hypnotizing people into thinking he looks different than Superman, which I remember reading that in a comic back in the late 70s, and it was because the glass came from the glass in the ship that he was sent to Earth from Krypton as a baby. It was the glass from that. That's how he can use his heat, do all his stuff with his eyes, heat vision, everything through the Clark Kent glasses. So anyway, there's a reference to that, and it was only in that one issue. But it was a pretty reasonable explanation. Otherwise, everyone's just a complete idiot. But there's holes in that, obviously, if you really want to think about it. But then why are you thinking that deeply about a Superman comic that's meant for 12-year-olds? But it's all right. I have that issue, and now it's gone up in value from $20 to $40-something apparently on eBay, depending on how much they want to gouge you. It's not a rare issue. It's within a month it'll go back down, because right now it's just interesting to people that have just seen the movie, want to read the comic. And my atomic magnifying glass, I want to bring that up here to the comic room. So, give us a chance to look through Superman comics, since I guess that's a trendy thing with the movie out. I really have a blast doing that DJing thing. I think I'll do another one. Well, I don't know if it'll be today. It might be tomorrow morning. So stay tuned to that. Some people are liking it. Got heard positive things from Easy Comic Reader on the Four Color Fossils show. Mentioned how much he liked it, and they were talking about it briefly on the last Saturday morning on the Saturday Comic Book Memories show. It comes on at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. So I was like, that's great, because I really enjoy doing it. And anyway, so this week there's a new issue of Cryptology out. Probably your comic store doesn't carry it because it's something only a few people would like. It's like a modern version, in my opinion, almost a mixture of Castle of Frankenstein magazine and the Monster Times from the 70s, and that it covers monsters not just in movies, but in all different aspects of culture, cartoons, comic books, everything. So that's something to look for. Also, there's a new issue of Castle of Frankenstein, or it's been out a while, but it's new to me. A lot of confusion going on with Diamond going out of business about how to get things. Like there's a book that's been promised for a couple of years about George Wilson, the guy that painted most of those beautiful covers to the Gold Key comics. There's a book coming out, and I had a copy ordered for me, but the book just kept getting delayed, and then Diamond just went out of business. So I don't know how that book's going to get to anybody. Okay. Yeah, Kevin was asking me which of these I have. I have Dracula, and I have a white zombie. Look at this. Can you imagine that something like this even exists? Isn't that great? I was showing my wife the movie Curse of the Demon last night. She'd never seen that. It's fun to watch that again. Let's see what's in this box. Spider-Man. Okay. So maybe Superman will be in the next box. What do you think? I don't know. The loyal dogs down here. I hear that the Superman movie caused I may have the number wrong, like a 522% increase in people searching for adopting a dog near me and stuff. That it's made people want to get a dog. I was just hearing, I'm not going to give away anything about the Superman movie. It's not a spoiler because you've seen this in the trailer where Krypto is taking Superman, dragging him by the cape back to the Fortress of Solitude after he's been severely injured. And apparently they cut this out, but it was planned. And I don't know if they filmed it or if it was just planned and they decided no. But as Superman's being dragged to the Fortress of Solitude, he sees all these dead, abominable snowmen, and he lectures Krypto. He just said, he's got to stop killing these abominable snowmen. You imagine if that was in the movie in the first minute or 2 minutes of the movie, that would have let all these normal people know they were not in for a normal Zack Snyder kind of thing. Yeah, there's abominable snowmen in Antarctica, and Krypto's just killing them one by one, like rabbits. Okay, well, here's the beginning, and I don't understand this. This is weird as heck. All of these, oh shit. These superhero catalogs from the 70s that showed all the merchandise. This was sold on the spinner rack. I bought it on the spinner rack, and I ordered a book from it, and then they just started sending it to me. I got on their subscription list, and then so I have a lot of them, and it's such a wonderful thing. Anyway, these were in the middle of my Superman books. I don't know how that happened. I'll tell you what, let's start with Superboy. Man, it is hot up here, man. Here's Superboy 196. Now, I have earlier issues of Superboy, but they'd be in the Silver Age box. This is one of the, I consider the Bronze Age starting when they went to 20 cents. So, there's a Superboy based on a TV series that I very rarely watched. I think I was in college then. Okay, then they started The New Adventures of Superboy. Number 3, it looks like Kurt Schaffenberger art. I probably should go and get more of these at some point. And it looks like I came back 50 issues later for issue 53. Why wasn't I buying this? I don't know, man. And then there's The Adventures of Superboy number 20. They just keep I guess they were doing that where they started the numbering over and over again, even back in the old days. I don't like that, man. Here's Superboy number 10. And this autograph was not obtained by me, but it says Carl Kessel, who apparently is one of the creative team. He's the first name mentioned there. This was, that's that shark that was in the Suicide Squad movie that everyone was seeking out issues of him. after that James Gunn movie came out, which I thought was great. I'm getting confused with what is what. That's The Adventures of Superboy, but the New Adventures of Superboy was before that. It looks like I got them all mixed up because it's hard to. Okay, that's 50, then I 53. Okay, here's Super DC Giant with Aquaman. You don't have light, do you? I should put you guys more over here, I suppose. And really, again, the main reason we're here is to look for a particular issue of Superman. A comic I never bought back then because, I just didn't consider it to be an official thing. Because it's based on a Saturday morning cartoon. Is Super Friends. But now I look back and think I was foolish because it has this wonderful Ramona Fradon art. At least in a lot of the issues it does. This is number 19, Super Friends. And, man, things aren't in order. Here's issue 14. Why are they out of order? Here's 21. You know something? We were talking about music, and I love music as much as I do comic books, And I've always been a big fan of Connie Francis, and she passed away a few days ago. And, when was Facebook a thing? Was that like 2005, 2006? It was a while back. But on Facebook, I started a Connie Francis fan club. Or Connie Francis Appreciation. I joined the official Connie Francis fan club, but I think I started an appreciation club on Facebook. I mean, I just really love her voice and the way her songs always build to a crescendo. Oh, they're just great songs. Who's Sorry Now, Where the Boys Are, and everything. Well, she passes away the other day. And all of them say, pretty little baby. Connie Francis passes away. Connie Francis, who sang Pretty Little Baby. And I'm going, what are they talking about? Do they even know who Connie Francis is? Pretty Little Baby? I've never even heard of this song, and I'm a Connie Francis expert. I really don't know that song. But every one of the little memes on, that you'd see pop up on the computer would say, like that's her great work, Pretty Little Baby. So today I looked this up, and apparently a few months ago, someone unearthed a song she did on one of her early albums called Pretty Little Baby, and it started to be used as background music on TikTok videos. And then all these TikTok kids love this song. They probably never heard actual good music, and that's really not, it's not one of her better songs. It's just, in fact, it's a much weaker song. But someone started putting, and it's gotten like 1 billion views and 500 million. It's like all of a sudden she had this huge hit, which and then and they mentioned it to her, and she didn't even remember that song. And then they played it for her, and she says, "Oh yeah, I remember recording that." She was like almost 90 years old, but it was not a hit. It's a hit now. So it's one of those weird things where all of a sudden she had a giant hit, maybe as big as anything she ever recorded in the last few months, and then she passes away. So that's, I guess that's a good way to go out, unless the stress of having that big hit, maybe her handlers were saying, you've got to get out and do interviews and stuff. Maybe that's what, maybe that extra stress may have, I just don't know. I'm just speculating, but I thought it was weird that all of a sudden, pretty little baby Connie Francis is like, wait, why doesn't it say who's sorry now? That was, as far as I know, that was her big hit. Who's sorry now, man? That's what I would. Oh, but she was a beautiful lady, and she had in 1974, while she was in Dallas, I forget the chain of hotel, but they didn't have the locks done properly on the doors, and Dallas is a dangerous city, and she was someone broke in and did something to her that I don't even want to use the word on YouTube. It starts with R, and that she had psychological problem, you know, I don't know, PTSD, whatever. It took her years to recover. She didn't perform again for at least 10 years. Another reason to not a big fan of Dallas. I used to live near there, but I got mugged in Dallas once and almost had my nose broken, my wallet stolen, my glasses smashed. Never been hit like that in my life. Like Mike Tyson, it's just out of nowhere, sucker punch with my hands full. So that could happen in any city, I guess, but soon to be a major motion picture. Yeah, that movie was very forgettable, unfortunately. I didn't like, a good friend of mine had a real crush on Helen Slater. He would draw pictures of her and do paintings of her back then in the 80s. And I thought, she's just not that attractive. This is weird. This is an American Honda presents Supergirl, and it's some kind of Honda promotional thing. I think it's trying to promote seatbelt usage. See, the wrecked taxi cab. She's on some planet where everyone, like almost everybody's a pig, and there's an egg that got hurt in the car wreck because he didn't have a seatbelt on. I don't know, man. Don't stand too close to the television, Superman. You'll ruin your eyes. We're getting to the Superman books, don't worry. Yeah, Crypto is now Supergirl's dog because of various lawsuits that are too complicated to explain here, but in the old days, Crypto was Superboy's dog, but they've changed that. Just gotta accept it. Nobody's happy in the future. Look, everybody's kind of unhappy. They look like they're ready to be in a Zack Snyder movie. Yeah, they're really angry. Nobody smiles. Okay, come on, man. Well, you know, there's references that Supergirl, apparently, according to this, whoever wrote The Woman of Tomorrow, she goes off to other planets where there's a red sun where she can drink and get drunk. But here it looks like she's just having a milkshake or a float. I got a lot of stuff to do, man, today. This is weird. Okay. You have to kind of really struggle to even see Supergirl there. It's not a bad painting. I'm not knocking it. Okay, now we move into Superman. My first Bronze Age Superman is number 262. It's not the first one I bought as a kid, it's just the earliest one I've got. Here's 284. That means I'm missing a lot of Superman books from that time period, which I would love to get. Oh, there's another copy of 284. Let's look at it, because this one doesn't have a sleeve on it. Bag, board, whatever you want to call it. The great thing about these 100-page giants is they have these... Ooh. The page is a little crooked. Look at that. They printed... Yeah, well, that looks like that happened at the printer. See how close it cuts to the art. There's Golden Age Superman. Yeah, these are a lot of fun. This is just tons of old Superman stuff. This really is so wonderful. Who the hell would buy that toy? Steve Scout. When, what year is this? Oh, I've got my magnifying glass. February 1975. Oh, this is later period, February 75. Well, by February 75, that was past the glory days of Mego. They had all the superheroes, all the Planet of the Apes, Star Trek out by then. February 75, okay, I was in 4th grade. Yeah, why would you buy a Boy Scout action figure? I don't know, I shouldn't, look at this. I don't know, man. This is apparently they're reading a comic book within the comic book. That's pretty clever. I should be reading this comic instead of doing this show. But anyway, this cretin here is playing with this Boy Scout called Bob Scout. Oh, Bob Scout is Steve Scout's friend. But there's just so much better, you could get, man. February of 75. I don't think the $6 Million Man figure was out until the end of 75, because I got that for Christmas of 75. Well, they have a new story at the front, but all the rest is cool reprints. So I really should have all of these 100-page giants, because they just make me happy. $285. I need to get some bags and boards, because I've got some books that don't have bags and boards. $289. Are these in order? These are all out of order. Everything's out of order up here. It's like, what is going on? I'm going to pull these all out. These aren't in order, because we went from 20 cents to 25 cents way too quickly. Okay, let me put these in order. $289. How did this happen? Oh, okay. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Oh, okay, now I got it. Yeah, all right, never mind. Start over. Here's $260, an early 20-cent comic. Great stuff. This is the time. The 50s, 60s, and 70s, that's when I really love these Superman comics. So that's 260. 261. Now, Aurora had a deal with DC where, they would advertise their model kits, but then they started doing slot car racing, and then they tried to do board games and things. So they would always, a lot of times there'd be Aurora ads on the back of Superman of DC books. I had a bat just like that, but I didn't get it from the ad. I got it from a 5 and dime store. I don't have that anymore. I don't know why I don't have it anymore. Okay, 263. I'll let you know when I see the book that I first bought as a kid. Yes, I have 2 copies of 265. Ooh, this one is in pretty bad shape. 267, but at least I've got it where I can read it. I remember pulling this out because in the early days of that 4-color fossil show that Graphic Man did, he'd have people on. This is in the first few weeks of the show when we first started it. And Graphic Man would come up with tonight we're just going to be looking at sports comics. And I said, I don't have many sports comics. I've got Strange Sports, a couple issues of that. And so I said, and I found some wrestling comics and a quarter bin, dollar bin, whatever. I pulled. It's like, man, I'm not adequately prepared. And then he did one where he says, I only want dragons tonight, only covers with dragons. And I'm thinking, man, I got to pour through all my comics and pull out dragon covers. And I remember finding this one and showing it. Then he stopped doing the themes. The themes were really hard because I didn't know where to go. It's like, man, I'm sure there are a lot of comics with dragons on the covers, or dinosaurs. They kind of are dragons, but it was hard. And then I'd have to go and put them all back in the boxes, and it would take a long time. Oh well, first world problems. This is 272. Another 100-page. Okay. This is the first issue of Superman I ever bought. This one here. This is my childhood copy. From 3rd grade. Be nice if it was bagged and boarded, but this is the way that I kept my comics. And then this is a childhood comic too, with this wonderful cover. This is also my childhood copy. 274. And 276, I don't believe I bought this as a kid. And in fact, I know I didn't because my name is not Kruger. And I don't. So this is also one I didn't buy as a kid, but I should have. But then it's hard to come up with the money, man. There were so many great comics on the stands in the early 70s, and I didn't have the money to do that. Are you kidding me? This one I didn't buy as a kid. Again, I should have. I remember seeing it in the house ads. Batgirl falling to her death. Of course, they didn't actually kill her. Later, they would start really harming their heroes. Let's kill Superman. We'll get some press out of it. Then we'll bring it back a year later. Let's kill Robin. And of course, the press doesn't know. It's not the same Robin they watched on the 1966 TV show. That's another same issue. So they get some press out of that after having kids vote whether Robin should live or die, which I thought was really pretty tacky, turning kids into Roman emperors. And that was horrible. Well, and then Batgirl, they had her shot and crippled in a wheelchair. And I'm just not a big fan of that. That's when comics started to lose their innocence in the 80s. This is definitely not my childhood copy. I never had one of this. It's got a fold there. Superman's gone mad. Instead of arresting me, he's killing me. That's something that Zack Snyder's Superman would do, probably. Let's see, 285. This one is a childhood copy. And boy, it feels like a brand new comic. I did a pretty good job. I have to pat myself on the back as a third grader for, well, don't get me a lie. Let me make sure what grade I was in. July of 75. Ooh, no, I was just finishing 4th grade, going into 5th grade that July of 75. 291. This is about the time period that All-Star Comics came out that I had stolen with that Power Girl in it. Okay. 294. Okay, so that's where this box ends. So it's going to be in the next box here that we're going to find the wonderful issue I'm hoping to find. Who is stupid enough to, when I went to see Superman, I saw a trailer. Well, there was a trailer for a new Tron movie that has a soundtrack by 9 Inch Nails. It's like, man, I hadn't heard that name in 30 years, 9 Inch Nails. It's like, okay. Disney's trying to be hip. And then, what else? Oh, there's a trailer. It looked horrible. There's a sequel to this Wicked movie. It's like, who watches that? Really, seriously, that's bizarre. There are people that actually go to the theater to watch Wicked. Supergirl. Okay, so superhero catalog would go between Supergirl and Superman. Somehow the numbering got all out of whack there, and I don't know how that happened. How about that? Oh, crap. So how are you guys doing? Are you doing wonderfully? Of course you are. You having a wonderful morning? Oh yes, the Superman comics continue. Let me pull a few out so I have more room to play here. Shit. Okay. Lex Luthor there. Okay, so we're I should say I would have thought I had more Superman comics than this. This one, I think, 30 cents. I think this is from 1976. I remember buying this at the 7-Eleven down the street from me. It's a wonderful Neil Adams cover. It's probably summer of 76. January of 77. It's a few short months until Star Wars would come out. So we're close to that issue that everybody's seeking after. At this point, the Superman movie is in production. They should start having the stuff on the cover that says, win a contest and be an extra in a crowd scene in Superman. Yeah, Fantastic Four had a premiere, I think, somewhere in England or something, and there's supposed to be an embargo on reviews until Monday. I think it comes out Friday. But they went ahead and let people talk about it now because apparently people are loving it. It's it's getting really good reviews. So, I mean, I don't want Fantastic Four to be bad. It's not. Bigger and better than ever this year. And don't miss the rotors. My main problems, well, you made the Silver Surfer female, but I don't know. It's kind of, if the Silver Surfer wasn't already for 60 years male in the comics, I mean, I guess her voice is pretty cool and everything, but Mr. Fantastic, I think, was miscast. I don't like the mustache. It's set in the 60s. I would have given the Invisible Girl a flip hairdo, the way she was drawn in that time period. These are little, I don't know, miscasting a major character is a pretty big thing. The Thing, I bet he never smokes a cigar in the movie. That, to me, believe it or not, is pretty important, seeing him smoke a cigar. It looks like the Thing very rarely is... it looks like he's all got clothing up to his neck most of the time, which, to me, I don't know why you would go with that, unless you're trying to just make it different from the other movies that have come out over the last few years, or you're just trying to save money on CGI. Okay, here's a really good Neil Adams cover, and this is from November of 77. We're moving into 78. None of these have bags and boards, which is not good. $3.19. Here's a Whitman variant. It's got Whitman, and then they put Whitman over where it tells you the issue number. That's a nice cover. I just ordered the Superman. They just put out a Treasury, a new story. I heard, I think Eric Breen talking about that it's good. So and speaking of Treasuries, there's Treasuries from the 70s. DC didn't call them Treasuries. Marvel called them Treasury editions. DC called them limited collector's editions. But now I just call all of them Treasuries, and I think other people do too, maybe. It's just an easy way of identifying those giant comics that came out in the 70s with the cardboard covers that were just so spectacular. That's how I got into the Fantastic Fours. Marvel Treasury Edition number 2. Oh, this is a cool character. I don't know what happened to him. Has he ever come back? The Atomic Skull. We're in May of 78 here. I better have that issue because I know I had it. I'm getting upset, man. Where's that issue? Come on. Was it an issue of Superman or was it an issue of Action Comics? I'm October of 78. It's gotta be. Oh, I got it. I just saw it. I was getting nervous. It's like I'm getting to the end of 1978. And where's my... You know, that would have set me off for the next year. I probably would have stopped doing episodes for a long time. It's in depression of missing this. This is Superman 330. I mean, it's right now. It's the value of it's gone up. This will date it for you, Battlestar Galactica. A lot of Battlestar Galactica stuff appearing in my feed on YouTube lately. I don't know if they're coming out with a new line of Battlestar Galactica toys or they're reviving the show. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, well, I found that. Do I need to keep going? That's I don't think so. Look at this. Superman has become John Carter. I'm flipping through. This is the significant issue where they're doing away with the old Superman and starting the new one, which, this is a cover that. I don't know. Do they? Well, they still have the comics code at this point. I don't know. I guess they didn't mind that. I'm just pulling out some issues at random that look interesting. Oh yeah, this is one I've seen all over lately because people are collecting crypto now. Not the fake money, although I guess they're collecting that too. The wedding album. Yeah, sometimes we get things just for the cover, you know. There's a good Gil Kane cover. Look at that. Story and art by Gil Kane. I remember buying this. Oh, man, a lot of these don't have bags and boards. People care. I can see why some of these that have bags and boards are all kind of, ugh. This is an issue people cared about for a little while. Bloodsport, because I think, was he played by Will Smith or something in that first terrible... I have 3 copies of that. Hopefully it's a very valuable comic. I actually don't need 3 copies of that. But when I have 3 copies of an issue of Fantastic Four from 1966, I don't want to get rid of those. I have, there's to be really hard, but you know, I'd be perfectly okay with 1 copy of Bloodsport if that's a $100 comic. I don't know about that artwork. I don't know about that. But this I do know about. The wonderful Darwin Cook did these sideways covers. Look at that, man. And of course, he passed away. That's a shame because he was one of the greats. He was up there. There were some great people in modern times. They were giants. Dave Stevens, Darwin Cook. I think Mike Allred, he's still around. He's great. And then there's that Steve Mannion that I discovered lately. I love his artwork. This is a good mini-series about the Phantom Zone, as I recall. And this is, yeah. This All-Star Superman is really good. Here's Mike Allred. Yeah. What the hell is this? I didn't like it. See, Superman 54, like starting the numbering over, I've always hated that. How about the Superman and Top Cat? What do you think of that? It was a pretty good cover. I can't keep track of all this. Oh, well, we got some Lois Lane comics coming up. I think I was showing you my Silver Age Lois Lane comics the other day. This must be probably the first 20-cent Lois Lane comics, so I put it in the Bronze Age. She's a jungle girl. $125. $131. That's like Trump and Melania with Barron Trump. It's like, what's happened? Our child is a Nephilim. Here's 137. Of course, Lois Lane quickly turned into... I always forget, did Lois Lane turn into Superman Family? Or was it Jimmy Olsen that turned into that? Obviously, the comics weren't selling, so they changed their format. Yeah, no, Jimmy Olsen became Superman Family. This is a great comic. Yeah, this is issue 164, and that last Jimmy Olsen was 160. Apparently, I didn't hear it, but someone told me that James Gunn in some interview was talking about the Superman Family comic book. And how old is James Gunn? Is he about... I'm 60 years old. I assume James Gunn is a little bit younger than me, but I'm sure he's, these comics were just so much fun. James Gunn, like instantly one day, his hair was white. It was dark, and I think what happened is he just stopped dyeing it. He has a young blonde girlfriend or wife. And, you're dyeing your hair probably to look younger. And then if you get a girlfriend, she says, "Oh, you don't need to dye your hair. You look great with gray hair, silver." Then he may have said, "F it," and just stopped doing it. But it seemed like it was during the pandemic. All of a sudden, his hair went white. So, I'm guessing that's what happened, because for someone to just suddenly go gray, it's usually because they stop caring. But, I'm glad that crypto is now in the public vernacular, if that's the right word. When people hear the word crypto, they think of this dog now instead of the first thing, the money, because I didn't like that. I didn't like it was that crypto was no longer associated with the dog. Crypto becomes new screen sensation. That's pretty apt right now. Seriously, you got to see, if you didn't see my review that I did a few days ago, the Superman movie is great, and it's great. It's great, man. I could show you all these, but right now I want to do some other stuff, man. I got stuff to do. Superman Family went for a while, but by the time it was a $1 comic, it didn't reprint older stuff, and I like the older stuff. So it's better to get Superman Family during this time period when you can tell that it's got Silver Age reprints. But once it's a $1 comic, it's still a good comic, yeah, but it's not the incredible incredible package of fun for your 60 cents. Yeah, look for the 60-cent issues. Because look at that. How could you resist buying that? I had, in 5th grade, my teacher had some issues of Superman Family there for us to read when we finished our work, and that's how I first discovered Superman Family. But yeah, it's a continuation on of Jimmy Olsen. All right, we're gonna go downstairs. I still haven't had breakfast. Do you know that? Well, Dion just had a birthday. Dion DiMucci of Dion and the Belmonts. He's up there in age too. I think most of the filmmakers that I love, most of the movie stars, most of the comic book artists, most of the singers and bands have passed away, or they're real close to it, because I like old stuff, I guess. But well, the great thing about that Suno.com is I can create new old stuff. I can create new music that sounds like old music. I can create new surf music with my twisted lyrics, and it's a gas, man. Okay. All right. So my purpose for days was to come up here to the 47th floor, formerly known as the attic, and find that issue of Superman where and I forgot to open it and show you the inside of it, but I just wanted to make sure I had that, because everyone's talking about that. Green Lantern's talking to Lois Lane and says, so you know about his hypno glasses? And then she's amazed that Green Lantern knows that Clark Kent and Superman are the same person. And then she just says to herself, he's telling everyone. But anyway, it's what fun, you know. And I've never read 1990s comics or 80s comics with Guy Gardner. I don't know that character. I don't know Mr. Terrific. Now I'm hearing Mr. Terrific is not the same way in the comics that he is in that movie. That's not accurate to the comics. Well, then that means I won't. I mean, I like the way he's portrayed in the movie, and so that tells me that James Gunn has taken something and improved it. I don't know. The star that thrills you in Necronomicon, Janine Renault. Because I think blood-curdling, fascinating adventure. You can argue with this, but I think that Guardians of the Galaxy was not as entertaining a comic book as it was a movie.
Crazy was the story of that bear. We must capture before dawn. That's just what we needed. For centuries, the curse was laid upon this castle. Here, dream and reality combine to form a relentless chain of events. Fate brings a group of men and women together in this castle with a strange, mysterious history. It is an appointment with lust.
How much longer are we going to go on, Loki?
Turn off the stereo. No, that's the wrong button. Okay. Just looking around. I haven't been up here in a while. Okay. I don't know what time it is, man. I actually put a clock down in the basement because I was always wondering, what time is it? Now I don't know. Okay. We're approaching the basement level. All right. I hear the animals approaching. They know I'm down here now. Okay, I got this, God damn it. Uh-oh, what the hell just happened? Oh. I've got this toy refrigerator. I thought I'd put it on top of the real refrigerator. See it there? There's a wacky package on the side of it. And I still haven't finished eating these Fantastic Four Pop-Tarts. Okay, so here are the cats. Oh man, the dog's already down here too. Incredible. This is where I do my broadcasting when I DJ the music, which I may do today. But I have to get something to eat first. I always pick a different radio for every episode. I might use this one today. It's a Crossley. Whoa, cats. The cats keep going under my feet. Shit. It's this radio. What do you think? A little scratched up, but for years I've collected vintage radios, and now I have a reason to. Now I actually have a reason for it. Well, one thing I need to do is get some back glass off of the elevator. Shit. Man, I wish the cat wouldn't do that. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Um, got some shirts I'm hanging up in here. Super B. Hold on. Hold on a second. Schoolhouse Rock. Okay. Gradually getting things done up here. Excuse me, Drew the dog. Okay. Kind of making this like a tiki bar down here. I'm bringing all the tiki stuff down to this level to give it to attempt to give it a tiki look. I brought this Western town that I got when I was like 5 years old down, and I'm gonna put it back together, but I'm putting it here. It's a place for it to be. Okay. Yeah, so I put this tiki statue from Target here, although you can't see him too well, the lighting's not good enough. I probably should put him somewhere else. Okay. Just a second. See, this is a back glass for the Boot Hill game, and I think I replaced it. The original. Let me go put it up before I cut myself. There's no more water there. camera go? Was it in here? I forgot where I put the camera. Yeah, I replaced that back glass because it was sun faded or faded by something. So, Drew, stay out of there. No. Man, Drew's eating turds out of the kitty litter box. This is pinball back glass. This is the original one that was in one of my machines, and then I bought a replacement. I don't know if they still do. They might for big machines. They'd buy replacements. They would make They'd make new exact replicas, because some of the old back glass, the paint will have chipped or peeled or whatever, for people to have the machine. See, this is the real flush, and I'll show you the real flush here in a minute. I'm just trying to move this back glass into a closet, because once you replace it, what do you do with your old back glass? And so I'm keeping it in a closet. I mean, it has, just throw it out. Back glass from the 1950s, but then it's like, where do you store it? And the last time I moved it, I got a slice on my hand from maybe the glass had kind of slightly chipped, and it cut into my hand. See, I'm still trying to clear these pinball machines. Here's the replacement Royal Flush back glass that I got back, I don't know, about 80 years ago. And then this is replacement for the boot hill is real. It's because this is only from like 1976. It just, the one that when I got the machine, it had a faded back glass, so I got a replacement. I gotta feed Drew. She hasn't had breakfast. We just got up. She's feasting on the kitty litter. In some cases, this would probably be good to frame for people that even don't have the pinball machine. This is a replacement for the domino. Like I said, it's glass, so I got to be real careful. New pinball machines, they use plastic. This is almost as old as I am, this piece of glass. I don't know if I got a replica or did I get an original that was in better condition. I'll show you the domino in a second. Let me get this in the closet. These are things I've been meaning to do. Okay. I need to go up to the third level, get some toilet paper for these levels. Does that look like dried blood to you? It does to me. If you look at it, man, someone cut their finger at some point and blood on the door. There's one you'll all remember. The Space Invaders back glass. Space Invaders Deluxe, that is. Okay, I moved all the back glass without slicing my finger like I did the other day, so that's always good. Okay, where's the camera, man? Oh, I left the camera. I forget where I put it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so that's what the back glass looks like in the machine. There's the boot hill. And oh, and then the domino over here. Okay, next step is feeding the cat, the dog. I already fed the cat. These backing boards from old comic stores. This is from the 90s, back when sports cards were real big. I predict someday this will be something people will collect. Like people collect those little cards from people that have ham radios they send to each other. I think someday people will collect different stores from across the country's backing boards. But I could be wrong. Okay, so this is where I moved the tiki statue to. I'm starting to set everything up down here in the basement. It's work in progress. I'm going to start moving all these Japanese toys down and make a Japanese section down here in the basement. But I need more shelves. I need more stuff like that. I'll just set him here. He's the king of the Ultramen, as I recall. There's a whole family of those guys. Okay. Is there anything else I need to get off the elevator? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm breaking all this Japanese stuff down here. And this has paint in it, little tubes of paint in this fake mug. See, there's more blood on the door there. How about that? This is the worst episode ever. He's hardly even showing comic books again. Martha, I'm going to unsubscribe. This show is not entertaining anymore. It never was. Okay. These are little title cards and I remember I had another one in here, so I put all these together. Gradually, I'm getting everything organized and together. So here's another one. Look at me, man. I look like I'm ready to be in a Zack Snyder movie, not smiling. I wasn't even sure if I knew how to smile when I was in 6th grade, man. I don't know. Such a miserable time. Okay. I got to get food for the dog. Yeah, I sure do. Okay, cats, get out of the elevator, man. an American. Where's the black? Okay, the black cat's over there, Ambrose. I need to make sure whenever I open a closet and then close the door, I've got to like account for the cats, because the other day I came down to the basement, heard meowing, and Ambrose was in the damn closet. He'd snuck in there while I was putting up some clothes, and he'd been in there all night. So gotta make sure they're not in the elevator shaft and all that stuff. Oh, and the cats pulled the curtains down. It's not actually a curtain. We've got this giant window on the stairs, and I don't have a curtain, so I keep the sun out. I put this big red or purple bedspread up to cover the window, and then they just pulled it down. So I gotta get up on a stool and put that back up for them to immediately see. I got the window. Of course, it's not sunny outside today. It's supposed to rain shortly, so it's not. I just don't like the sun coming through. Although it's beautiful, when you got all these posters and stuff, you become like a vampire. You don't want the sun in your house, which is not a healthy thing. But actually, I should feed the dog before I do that. So let's, don't worry, Drew, we're going to get you fed, man. Man cannot live on turds alone. Okay. What the hell time is it? what I can, man. Okay. If I got some safety pins, I probably should go to the store and buy some, or he's gonna keep pulling this curtain bedspread down. It's got beautiful, it's a beautiful window. I hate to cover it up, but the sun and everything. So much fun. We're gonna buy real curtains, don't worry. I know it's a very, very tacky thing I'm doing. Let's see how it looks. Hold on. Gotta put this up. Well, not too good, does it? Kevin from Gotham City Comics sent this pillow to me free as a gift when I made an order not long ago. I like to keep it up here, but it got knocked down there by the cats. Okay. Next thing to do on my Saturday list of things I gotta do. I just brought a trash bag down. There it is. Okay, the dog has now been fed. The cats have been fed. I have to empty kitty litter boxes now. Yeah, it's kind of dark outside. I think it's going to rain here in a few minutes. I think I saw that it was going to rain about 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm getting the kitty litter up. There was a broken fake rock fountain here in the front porch that I thought looked cool, but it didn't work. I moved it down to the basement the other day because I'm thinking of a possible retail space here on the porch. A possibility, just things percolating in my mind. And it's a small space here, but it's, the original Lone Star Comics. Not that I'm thinking of opening a comic store, but the original Lone Star Comics wasn't much bigger than this space, honestly. Maybe slightly. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I hear the Darth Vader clock talking. Watching Oregon Jukebox on YouTube. Should be time for the Comic Book Memories show on Dr. Silverage's page, channel, whatever you call it. Let's see. Okay. So it's a Monty Python joke, and they're talking about, what do you collect? Well, obviously, since it's called Comic Book Memories, probably comic books, but maybe people will collect other things too. That'll be interesting to find out, because man does not live by comic books alone. Let's see what the curtains look like on the outside of the house. Well, I don't know. What do you think? People can't tell it's just a bedspread, I guess. But still not the... Ooh, there's a package. It can't be for me. It's from Coco Lab, whatever that is. No, I don't. This is not my package. I have a package going out today from Kevin at Gotham City. But I probably won't get that till, what would you think, about Thursday? But so this is for my wife. But bring it in so it doesn't get wet. So it looks like we might get some rain here in a little bit. All right. Well, if I leave it out here, I'll forget to give it to her. Let me bring it in. before any thought of a retail business, I've got to put real doors back here where they used to be, because there used to be doors going to the outside, and this used to be an open porch back, 80, 90 years ago. I just cleaned the kitty litter box, and the cat has to use it, so now I get to clean it again. This is where the cats hang out and sunbathe all day long. All three cats are hanging out here, and they're all getting along really well, and all of that stuff. Okay. I was watching the poop come out of Ambrose. That was just it was a little concerning for a moment. Look, I guess I need more kitty litter in that box there. Huh? I won't show you show it to you. Okay. We'll get that up, man. Whoa, that's smelly. Okay. Why hasn't the show started? Maybe I have to refresh it. I think it should be after 9. Yeah, it's 9. Oh, shit. 9:07. Let's see. "11 people are waiting." Okay. Now let's go to the basement and clean up that kitty litter. My wife got these Universal Monsters cosmetics, and they were really cool. I showed them to you. And one thing what I thought was really neat was this 3D hand mirror that has a creature from the Black Lagoon on it. So she made another order and got another mirror so I could put it with my creature from the Black Lagoon collection of stuff. And I can't find where I put it. And so that's one thing I'm going to try to do today is find that. Because it's not very nice for someone to give you a gift and then you lose it immediately. Okay, so we're gonna clean this kitty litter up. Because Drew was treating it as a buffet a minute ago. I remember this buffet restaurant in Arlington, Texas back in the 70s called King's Table. Boy, that was good. No, that actually wasn't a buffet. It was a smorgasbord place. It was a German smorgasbord place. The waitress would come and she was this German lady. She'd say, "Everything's okay." And then, oh yeah, that was great. I wonder if that was a chain or if that was the only one. King's Table, it was on Highway 303, Pioneer Parkway. And as soon as I empty it, the cat comes and uses it. Ugh. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wait. I have to get that. Okay. I guess they started. Somebody's making music with Suno.com. It sounds like you got to get unfortunately, you have to pay to get good music. If you use the free, they let you do a few songs every day for free. That's their cheap program that gives you the really. You got to, if you pay like 10 or 30 for the super deluxe one, then they give you better voices and better. It's just altogether better productions. It's their version 4.5 instead of, I think, 3.5. And there's a big difference between the different generations. Music sounds better. But at first you're amazed just at the free program. It's so cool that you got the robots singing what you tell them to sing. But then you move up and then you realize, oh, it could be so much better. Hold on. Sorry, I had to take some trash out. Okay, so we've got the kitty litter emptied out. Well, not the kitty litter on the third floor. Okay, that has to be done. Everyone's been fed except for me. Let's see. Okay, so they're getting started. Hold on. I see I have to buy dog food and trash bags. Dog food, trash bags, maybe some tea. Let's take you off the tripod. No, you're free.
First time I ever saw a comic book vending machine inside the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Tennessee. It was like a vending machine that had like Ripley's Go Key, Ripley's Believe It or Not comic books. It's got the corner in and get that candy bar.
Yeah, there were vending machines that sold those little small gold key wide, and that did happen. But there were vending machines that sold regular size comic books around, we're talking around 1969, 1970, because I talked to an older guy that bought Conan the Barbarian #1 out of a vending machine. And I guess it would just drop the comics down. But yeah, that's... but I researched it. I found a picture online of one. They apparently were mainly in the Midwest, just in a few states, like around Missouri. But I don't think there's more than... I know that one exists. That may be the only one that exists of it, of these things, the comic book vending machines. Okay, might as well take... Oh my gosh. Those were the days, my friend. Here's old Alan the cat there. It's not sunny, so he can't take a sun bath. He's taking a cloud bath. Very, very muggy outside.
Heat index values in the mid-90s in the afternoon. Mid-90s. Mostly sunny with a temperature of 78. The following is an extreme heat watch for the following counties in Missouri: Andrew, Atchison, Gentry, Harlan, Holt, Nottoway, and Worth. Dangerously hot conditions with heat index values up to 165. And the concrete and the steel. The conditions are expected 50%. And for the rest of humidity, lower 70s. Heat index values in the upper 90s early until midnight. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 90s. Heat index values up to 105 in the afternoon. Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-70s. Heat index values up to 105 early until midnight. Wednesday, sunny, hot with highs in the mid-90s. Heat index values up to 105. Wednesday night, mostly clear until midnight, then partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Lows in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Heat index values up to 105 early until midnight. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 90s. Heat index values up to 100. Thursday night, partly cloudy. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight.
Well,
Lows in the
I
lower
better
70s.
go. I'll talk to you later.